My name is Jeff Hamacher. I play cello with the Kingston Symphony. I have been living in Kingston since 2003, and I think I've been playing with the symphony since 2006. When I was in grade 4, my family was living in California, and at that time they introduced instrumental music in the schools a lot earlier than they did back here in Ontario. So I went to the music room when they asked if anybody wanted to play an instrument, and it was a room full of virtually every string and wind instrument you can imagine. And for some reason, I just saw the cello, immediately went over, grabbed it, had no idea how to play it exactly, but just sort of dragged the bow across the strings and said, that's the one for me. I first auditioned for the Kingston Symphony, I think, in 2005. And the funny thing was that during all the years I spent living in Japan, I went for months, in some cases years, not playing at all. And I think I first got involved playing again because some friends invited me to accompany them in recitals and performances. Somebody said to me, really, you ought to consider auditioning for the symphony. So I did, ended up on the sub list, and as I said, I think I got booked for my first concert sometime in 2006. I can think back over so many concerts where we had programmed a very demanding or a very emotionally involved piece of music, playing repertoire that you got to the end of the performance or got to the end of the concert, and it was the most incredible feeling of satisfaction to have worked that hard with colleagues and to have achieved this kind of artistic peak. Apart from playing with the Kingston Symphony, of course there's the Limestone Trio, and that's one of my major and regular vehicles for performing. It's been relatively less frequent, but I've also over the last few years taken theater contracts, so I've ended up doing 4 different contracts of Once the Musical. Got to play cello and guitar and act on stage, and that has been a really eye-opening experience. One of the happiest things that I've managed to do during quarantine is to get excited again about riding my bike. Because sort of like when I was living in Japan and not playing music, I went for a very long time not riding my bicycle at all, and I sort of realized, well, this seems like a really great opportunity, so I've been getting back into riding again, and that's been a really, really sort of enjoyable rediscovery of something that I did a lot when I was younger. I can definitely say that music for me is something of a touchstone. I haven't always felt, without concerts to prepare for, the urge to play. So motivation has been lacking, and it's been sort of a dangerous thing in a way for a working musician to say, okay, well, I'm just going to walk away from it because I don't feel motivated. So I think that's been the very, very best part about having the recording projects to work on for the Kingston Symphony, is having something to aim for, having the motivation again to work at and to produce the best quality performance that we all can. There's a danger involved in going on stage, and the danger is failing. And no matter who you are as an audience member, whether you've got the training or not to perceive what's going on stage, everybody knows there's that danger of something going wrong. And so the satisfaction is seeing a musician playing on stage and taking on that challenge and running that risk and finding success in the middle of it. And even sometimes when something goes wrong, to see how quickly a trained musician will recover and push through and still come up with a fantastic and exciting performance. It's, I think, always that risk and that excitement and seeing people succeed in the face of all of those challenges.